You have to wonder what the NDP and many of these people, like the liberals, even Democrats, coming out in support of Nicolas Maduro, Iran, Cuban dictators. And here's Don Davies. New Democrats believes in Canada that respects the United Nations principles we uphold. This is after Antonio Guterres says he condemns the operations. The UN has done almost nothing in the world to secure peace. And how long? They've become a fundraiser, basically. A fundraiser to funnel money for certain climate action groups, NGOs. But what have they done in the terms of world peace? And New Democrats, do they support the people or do they support corrupt dictatorships? What actually is the New Democrats supporting here?
I was having a conversation about that just yesterday. Like, who is their who's their base now? Who's their constituency? The union, like workers, people that work in manufacturing, the unions and that, they've basically all just gone to the Conservatives now. The kind of white collar lefties are either liberal or green. Climate activists, green, obviously. Why would you waste your time with the NDP? Like, who do they have left? I'm not really seeing like I struggle to think who's like in their sort of constituency, who's their core right now. I know they're popular in the territories, aren't they?
But do they
But that's
like?
you're not going to win an election there.
The NDP used to stand for the people. Again, I said this a few times. My dad was big in the NDP, and it was when it stood for the people and unions. But how can you say it's for the people if you want to reinstall Nicolas Maduro, put him back there, and continue on his path? If you want to support the Ayatollah, and you want to support a Cuban communist government that suppressed its people, who suffers in all these things? It's the people at the bottom. The people, the elitists, do really well. So the 1% does extremely well while the population is crushed. They killed basically, what, 30, the estimates are 30 to 40,000 protesters in Iran just recently. And this is the NDP wants that back, support a legal process. What has the UN done in a legal process to stop any of these atrocities in the world? What have they done? Anything? Anybody? Anything?
They're just like they're just out of date, aren't they? They might as well be riding around on a penny farthing with a top hat, and a monocle.
They actually
It's like
appointed.
you're not part of this time that we're in. These people belong in the previous, not even the previous century, the one before that. They're just so out of date. They just have no idea. And
They're,
I include Guterres in that, who is
they're,
absolutely hopeless. I don't think he knows what year it is.
they're absolute elitists. And they appointed an Iranian lady there to look after women's rights in the world. And look what they do to women in it. Like, who can say, this is a model for the world? This is what we want for the world. Like, it's a complete joke, a complete farce. And Don Davies, I mean, your party is so irrelevant. And yet, I don't even understand how you wake up in the morning and say these things. Like, how you can look in the mirror and say this party, Jack Layton made it a very proud party. Jagmeet Singh and yourselves, I mean, just like some of this stuff, like it's just. And are the people that you're speaking to so far gone on TDS, they don't even care what you say as long as it's TDS? Is that what it is? He's irrelevant. The UN and Antonio Guterres. And then this is from Sana. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it. Sana Abrahami. She's on a lot of media outlets in the U.S. And this is the Mayor Zohran Mandami there with his statement again. It's just like it's so insensitive to people that have to live under these authoritarian governments, and these are the people that say they speak for the people. I don't understand how you say you speak for the people, that you're completely blind to the atrocities committed on the people. Seems odd.
There's a difference between fair-minded criticism of this policy, this bit of foreign policy by the Trump administration, and then just rank anti-Americanism. And this Mamdani creature gives me the impression that he's in the latter category. I think, like so many people, I mean, Noam Chomsky is like is the archetype, really, and he's the most intelligent of all of them. Where it's like something happens involving America or the West, and you just know what side Noam Chomsky is going to be on because he hates the West, he hates America, but he's exceedingly articulate and intelligent and knows how to kind of filter that through a lot of different sort of arguments. But that's what Mamdani, his approach, like, look at that statement. Catastrophic escalation in an illegal war of aggression. That's just like anti-Americanism. There's no other way to look at that, really. But that's not to say that every criticism of Trump's actions is anti-Americanism. Obviously, that would be stupid to say that. But some people really are just in it for burning old glory.
And I think this is an older clip, but this is the UN is running out of money. Choke off the money supply, choke off elitism. And we played it before, I think. They're just running out of money. I'm not going to play it again, but America, the United States says they're not going to give them any more money.
Well, President Gavin Newsom, should such a thing ever be created, would, I'm sure, give a lot of money to the United Nations. So they'll be thinking, maybe we'll just wait it out, see what happens.
It's the tune of, like, I think America contributed up to about almost $500 million a year to this organization that does what? Does exactly what? Forward climate change policies, forward World Health Organization policies. A globalist agenda is what it'd be a fair statement. CBC really showing its colors, like absolutely atrocious, the CBC the last few days in what they've done. I was going to play some of these clips, but I won't. But they just seem to find the stories that are anti-American, anti-everything all the time, anti-Western, really. And I watched the piece on a lot of this stuff, what you just said. There seems to be this group that really wants to destroy Western cultures. And it's funded, I think Rubio has said a lot of the funding is actually coming out of the Chinese government to destroy Western cultures, being funded, some of these protests and that. But even look at this photo that CBC ran of women mourning the death of the Ayatollah. I mean, they're very selective in how they pick things, very, very selective in the images that they want to send out. I mean, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I would think...
Look at Khamenei there, looking like Santa. Hello there, children. It's like... Obviously, that's a photo within a photo, but it's still, that is the image of him that you see. They are a good laugh, aren't they?
The CBC has no shame, and we're going to show you some of their numbers later here too. But look, and this is from the Globe and Mail. The Globe and Mail has run some pieces, including that one with that Jason character, and where we're going to defeat the Americans by going door to door with guns. Has anybody watched what the Americans have been able to accomplish in their last two operations? Has anybody just had a look? You know, and Chrystia Freeland said American tanks are going down the street. We can defeat them if we get... Has anybody just taken a look at what they've done? Like, they literally got in there and decapitated the leadership of the Iranian. I mean, the amount of intelligence that would have taken too. So obviously there's somebody on the inside there too that leaked information.
Sorry, people are saying something's AI generated. Are you talking about the CBC thing? If you are, then there you go. That's the link. It's not AI generated. But I don't know what else they could mean. We haven't talked about anything else. But no, it's not. That is really the photograph that they used. Canadian Spider-Man. Oh, you mean? Oh, right. Okay. That CBC used a fake photograph. That's what they're saying. West Asian News Agency was the... I thought they were saying that the image of, the CBC webpage
we don't like have We don't have a lot of CBC defenders here, I don't think.
No.
Put your hand
But
up
it's
if
come
you're
from
CBC.
the news agency is West Asia News Agency. I can't remember working with them much in my time. Maybe. Certainly possible that it's AI generated.
But look at the Globe and Mail. I mean, the Globe and Mail, like I said, ran that story. I mean, they just feed this fear and anger, and they just feed it. It's just, and if you know somebody that's still susceptible to this, help them get away from the CBC. Help them unfollow their accounts. Take their TV. Do an intervention. Do an intervention. Take their television away or something. Take it away, because they'll feel a lot better if they're not watching that garbage. Look at, and here's a CBS reporter in Austin. We're not going to play the clip here, but I watched it several times because I couldn't believe it. Because there's a lot of rallies, Iranian rallies, praising Trump and the Americans and the Israel for cutting the head off the snake. And he's on the phone with his news director, I guess, and they tell him not to focus on the positivity about Trump. And he says, they don't want me to do this. He said, I'm doing it anyway. I don't care. I mean, there's got to be good reporters that work for the CBC and CTV. Just stop. Just stop. Don't let them do this to you. Just start telling the truth. Just stop. And here's we won't play this either because it had a lot of music, but it's literally Iranian women celebrating their freedom all over the world. You see it, and American women protesting their right to do it. It's just like unbelievable. Some of these rallies that are out there, and for all the NDPers and all the liberals that are super angry about this and saying this is an illegal war. But they believe in NATO. NATO is their number one thing. Here's your Secretary General, Mark Rutte. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
First of all, say that my thoughts are with the service members, the US service members who made the ultimate sacrifice over the last couple of days. And let me also say that the commander-in-chief, the leader of the free world, President Donald J. Trump, I really commend what is happening here. Taking out Khamenei, taking out the nuclear capability in Iran, but also taking out the ballistic missile program in Iran. This is crucial. And what I see in Europe, I spoke with all the key European leaders over the weekend, is widespread support for what the president is doing, and also making sure that when it comes to logistics, access, defending key US interests in Europe and in the region, the Europeans are really stepping up.
How could you ever be angry with a guy that sounded like that? He's just so friendly, isn't he? Such a gregarious chap. Yeah, Donald J. Trump is doing everything that needs to be done. And that's one of the reasons that we love Dutch people, isn't it? Because they just sound so jerky.
I think you sounded a little bit like Francois there.
No, there's something more serious about it. I don't know what it is, and happier.
We're gonna move on from this.
Champagne is he's another creature entirely.
We're gonna move on this for a second because we've got lots to get through. But Trump was just on CNN saying that there's bigger stuff to come. But I mean, Trump is a braggart for sure. I mean, if one thing, this could be bigger than ever, bigger than bigger. Do you know what's really big? The really big show. The really big show. Nobody's ever seen a show as big as this. And we're trying to break through. We're actually trying to break through. And you can help by getting this out further and farther just by sharing it.